shit. Well, I'm trying to get the charge pipes and downpipe done, put a wideband in it so I can get this thing dialed in. Ran out of argon. So, I'm gonna call around, see if I can find anybody that's got any argon. It's Sunday, so I probably can't get it filled. But I think I got a friend that has a tank at his house, so I'm gonna see if I can go borrow that and pick that up. Alright, I found a tank of argon my buddy Tony has. He's gonna let me borrow it so I can get the charge pipes and the downpipe finished up. That way I can get a wideband on it and try to get the thing dialed in at idle at least. So, go pick that thing up. So I did that thing again where I start recording content and then get totally caught up with what I'm in the middle of doing and don't record anything. We were able to pick up an argon tank there from our buddy Tony. You know, gave him a shout out in the last video. Tony from Daydream HQ hooked me up again. He's also a really talented fabricator, so he had some argon laying around that he let me borrow his tank to weld some stuff up. We got our little scrap pipe, downpipe fabbed up there, the wideband sensor in it. I mean, this thing is just cobbled together from a bunch of spare piping I had laying around. Definitely not ideal, not something I would do on the Mustang, but budget build. If it's something I gotta buy, and I got spare pipe or whatever laying around, I'm using the spare shit I got. So, I mean, that's compiled of stainless, mild steel. I mean, you could, that conical, it's just spare pipe I had laying around the garage, made it work. Went ahead and kind of put some little beads on the throttle body there to hold the charge pipe on. And while we were at it, we got the 90-degree vibrant. It's like a 90-degree vibrant. It's cast and it's 3-inch weld right on there. Those things work great. You know, it's kind of crazy because cast aluminum can be one of the most difficult things to weld. Key the pro welders to chime in and be like, actually, have you ever welded dirty titanium? That's you go fuck yourself. Cast aluminum can be a bitch to weld. But that vibrant stuff is super clean. It welds like fucking butter, especially to the Garrett turbine, the Garrett turbo housings, the compressor housings on them. Those compressor housings are extremely clean aluminum too. So if you got clean aluminum, it actually welds really nice, and that stuff welded super easy. Same type of stuff that I did on my GTO, same type of stuff I did on my Mustang. Now I still need to get the charge pipe built, so I got to cut a hole here and build a charge pipe from all the way down into the intercooler. Shit, this is still zip tied on. I gotta build mounts for that oil cooler still. But we are getting there. We're close to having this thing done. But we have one issue right now. Big issue is getting the thing to run right. I tried doing some GM map sensors on it, and honestly, they're just not working. They don't want to work with the stock ECU. They're not getting along very well. Tried a GM 2 bar, a GM 3 bar. Neither of them really want to work well with the ECU. Even with the SAFC I have, the signal range on the GM map sensor compared to the JZ map sensor is different enough that I cannot dial out with the AFC enough to make it work with the 440 injectors. So we're going to put a standalone in it. Or just buy a factory map sensor, which would probably be way cheaper. Yeah, but I got to get a map sensor for it. That way we can get it dialed in and running a little bit better. Other than that, everything's moving along really good. Like I showed you before in the last video, we have a couple coolant leaks we need to address. I did fix that power steering leak. So basically I have to get 2 of those cooling caps here. That one right, and then there's another one in the back. It's for the factory turbochargers, for the coolant pipes that run on there. It's for that, so need to fix that. No other major leaks, no oil leaks. Car runs super healthy, motor sounds great, and man, we are getting there. We are almost done. There is one issue I overlooked though, and it has to do with this right here. That is completely seized. So when I got the BC coilovers for this car, we just traded straight up the whole the strut spindle assembly deal with the rotors, the calipers, everything on it. The car that this stuff came off of has been sitting for a really long time, and the first time I pushed the brakes, caliper seized up. So we're gonna have to either get a new caliper, rotor pads, probably all that stuff, or I'm gonna try and disassemble it, clean it up, and see if I can put it back together to save some money. Speaking of money, where are we at on the budget on this car? Well, I forgot a couple things last time when I gave my previous quote. I went through this week and I added everything up that I have into the car so far, and we're getting close to the budget. We're at $2,600 right now. Well, just north. It's like 26, 23 or something, and some change. But we're close to the budget. You know, a little over $300 left. So, I mean, $300 to finish a car is not much money. I mean, the transmission, everything's done. The car runs. We have 95% of the stuff to finish it. You know, do I include consumables and stuff like that, like brake pads and rotors? I mean, I feel like I should include that into the build if I have to buy them. But, you know, plugs, thing had good plugs in it. Didn't need to put those in. And, man, it's just, we're almost there. Just a little bit more. And inside the car, you know, I got all that stuff apart right now. I was tracing the map sensor stuff and trying to figure that out and get it running. You know, with the, right now it's in like limp mode basically. So right now with the GM map sensor hooked up, with the GM map sensor hooked up, it actually runs a little bit lean. If we throw it into limp mode, it'll run stupid rich, like 9:1 AFR. So yeah, we got to find a way to fix that. The oil pressure gauge doesn't work, even, you know, $10 gauge, wasn't surprised, but oil pressure gauge doesn't work. The other two do. The wideband is hooked up and working. Pretty much everything in the car is done then. I do have an oil pressure gauge though. I have one that's been sitting around for a while. It's an auto meter, so I'll probably just throw that in the car. Anyways, that's enough of me rambling about what I have and have not done on the car yet. So I'm gonna get back to work. You know, it sucks that I can't record everything. It's just hard because I get caught up in the heat of the moment while doing something and I just forget to record it. The Canton Racing video should be coming out this week, and you know, that's gonna be a good quality video because I actually had somebody to help me out with recording and actually doing a proper video. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, follow the build along, and I'll catch you guys later.